Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being the so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, with another video. And before we get started, we're going to read 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And the reason I bring this out is because of this. From Blacklisted News, it reads, UK to push at G7 for global standard on C-19 vaccine passports. This came out today, March 1st. You see? So this is what the UK is trying to push at the G7 meeting that's coming up. And we all know that all this is just a prelude to what they're really trying to do. All these talks, all this legislation they're pushing forth, all these different type of devices and vaccine passports, so forth and so on, all that's going to evolve into the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. This is what's coming. This is what they're getting prepared. You see? Because right now what they're doing, they're gradually pushing these things upon you to get you used to basically keeping up with or matter of fact being tracked and keeping up with who's been vaccinated, who's not, so forth and so on, man. All this is going to evolve into an RFID chip being put into the people. This is what's coming. So that's why we started with 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. You see? We see exactly what you devils are trying to do through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. So I want to read this article and pull a video from YouTube. Let's get it real quick. So it says what? Britain plans to use its presidency of the group of 7 economic powers to push for an internationally recognized system of vaccine passports that could allow world travel to resume. You hear that? Now here comes the incentives. You see that? Here comes the incentives. If you want to go back to normal life, you got to get this vaccine. You got to have this vaccine passport. All that's going to evolve into the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. This is how they're going to do it. They're gradually pushing this stuff upon you. You see, to give you these different devices to keep track. The basically goddamn what was the shit used to get the slaves to come off the plantation? Basically a note from your master, so you can travel back and forth to the different plantations freely. That's what they're doing, man. This is a form of that, and ultimately, like we said, like we know through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, this is going to evolve into being an RFID chip, man. This is what's coming. So it says what, and the thing is, they're pushing for it internationally, man, worldwide, as the Apostle Tahar has been saying for decades, man. This is going to be worldwide, just like the scriptures tell you, man. So it says what? Britain plans to use its presidency of the group of 7 economic powers to push for an internationally recognized system of vaccine passports that could allow world travel to resume. Though Prime Minister Boris Johnson acknowledged Tuesday that the idea raises complex ethical issues. And they don't give a fuck about that, man. But they always have to have that opposition as if they're contemplating and debating and trying to see whether or not they're going to push this forth. They already know what they're going to do, man. Just like right before the vaccines even came out, that Pfizer and that Moderna vaccine came out, they had those live streams going into to show the people that it was safe. So they had this whole panel as if they had to contemplate and debate on whether or not they were gonna make this vaccination ready for the accessible to the public, man. It was already decided before they even had the plan on what they were gonna do, man. That's the same. Hey, the same thing with this, man. This is already decided. This is going to come to pass, man. You see? They're trying to act like they gotta put their heads together and think about it. And should we really do this? They're already gonna do it, man. They're going to do it. You see? Because you people are gonna eat that shit up. Or we can travel internationally now if we just get the vaccine passport. You're gonna have people lining up to take that shit. That's why they continue to keep you locked down and keep you restricted. You see? That's why they're doing that, constantly doing that, and the lockdowns the lockdowns are going to come even harder, man. You see, so when they come forth with this, you people be willing and ready to do it. You see? So it goes on to say the British government previously said it was not considering issuing vaccine passports to people who had been inoculated, but it has now set up a review into C19 status certification. You see that? That will examine ways people can prove they don't have the C virus, either through vaccination or by showing a negative test result. You see that? You see? So they want you to be able to show proof, man. This is what's coming. This is what's coming, man. This is what they're about to do. So it says what? The government said it will look to introduce a system to allow vaccinated individuals to travel more freely internationally. It added it will work with other countries through the World Health Organization, the G7, whose presidency the UK holds this year, and other bodies on a clear international framework with standards that provide consistency for passengers and industry alike. You see that? So this is what they're trying to do, man. So what are they throwing out to the people? Oh, you want to travel internationally? You're going to have this vaccine passport. You see? And that vaccine passport, that shit's going to gradually evolve into that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. You see? We see right through it, man. Through the spirit and power, YAHAWASHI, we see right through it. So let's see what else we got. So it says what? Introducing such a system also needs to be fair and not unduly disadvantage people who have yet to be offered or gain access to vaccine. And what are they talking about? They're talking about you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You see? They want to make sure the system is fair. Want to make sure you're getting the fair shit. It's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. You see? It's all BS, man. So, matter of fact, answer on that, man. You get the point. We're gonna get the video. I'm gonna pull the scripture, then we're gonna get the video as well. Let's get damn it, what was it? Oh yeah, Psalms 55 20. Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Meaning what? He's a damn liar, man. You see, all this BS that Esau was talking about, taking care of the disadvantaged first and the disenfranchised, and we got to make sure the blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans get this first because they're suffering the most. And man, it's all bullshit, man. It's all the front, man. To act as if he's on your side. When you can go back and look at his history and clearly see this man is not for you, man. It says what? He have broken his covenant. He doesn't keep his word, man. He's a damn liar. You see? It says what? Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. You hear that? So he comes to you with those sweet words, and he whispers all those sweet nothings in your ear as if he's there. He's there to uphold you and help you out, and we're going to build up the community, and we're going to make sure y'all get these vaccinations first so y'all can be taken care of, so y'all can stop dying. When have these people ever care about you dying, man? You see? Out of all nations on the planet Earth, the so-called white race, the Edomites, have shed the most Israelite blood on this planet Earth, man. So when did they give a fuck about you dying? They made a profession out of, they have made a profession of putting you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to death. They don't give a fuck about you dying, man. You see? They want to put you to death. This is why the scriptures clearly tell you, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10, it says what? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You see? Esau, Edom is the enemy, man. The so-called white race is your enemy. Go and look at the track record, man. Go back into the history and see. Go back and look at all the shit Esau's done unto our people and see that he's your enemy, man. You see? A friend wouldn't do that type of shit to you. Verse 11 says what? Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him. Just like tomorrow, we got to make sure this system is fair. We got this nigga Cuomo. We got to make sure we get to the disenfranchised and the disadvantaged first. And this nigga Joe Biden, we got to make sure we take care of our so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American communities because they're suffering the most. They're being devastated, so forth. That's them coming humbly, man. You see? Bowing himself down as if he's there to help you. Scriptures tell you what? Take good heed and beware of this nigga, man. You see? And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not all together been wiped away. You see? This man has never changed. He's the same devil he was back then, man. He's the same devil now to this day. You see? So that was it on that one. Let's get this video real quick. There it is, right here.
Girls vaccinate.
So this is a video from I-24 News. So it's a news station in. It's an I-24 News, a news station in the state of Israel. So it reads, Israel electronic bracelets to enforce quarantine. You see? It's all about tracking people, man. It's all about tracking. This is what Esau wants to do, man. That's what the mark of the beast is all about. Him being able to track every person on the planet Earth. So let's play this video real quick.
Campaign is going strong, with 3.2 million people already vaccinated with the second shot. But a real concern for health officials are the various mutations that might compromise the effectiveness of the campaign. In efforts to prevent the entry of new variants into the country, Israel is set to start a new program. People entering Israel will carry an electronic bracelet to ensure they stick by the strict quarantine rules. An Israeli manufacturer will provide 100 units for the pilot.
The system doesn't spy on you, with the exception of one thing, making sure you are in quarantine.
According to the Israeli government's plan, upon arrival, every traveler will be tested for coronavirus. If the test comes back negative, they have the option to isolate in a coronavirus hotel or at home, but only if they agree to wear the electronic bracelet. In Hong Kong and New Zealand, the bracelet program is already underway.
I have a bracelet on me. As you can see here, it's marked with GPS, so they know all the time where I am, a few times a day.
But they just said this shit wasn't made to track you. But he's talking about GPS. You see? This man is Esau is a damn liar, man.
I need to scan it with my phone.
For now, only 2,000 people can enter Israel under special circumstances. The COVID-19 hotel is an expensive and ineffective solution. According to the Ministry of Health, only 30% of people entering Israel were evacuated to the designated hotels. Some applied pressure to be released to their homes. Others presented fake approvals. Israel's Constitution Committee extended the isolation in COVID hotels until Tuesday. By then, they hope, the government will legislate the electronic bracelets, taking another step to ensure the public's health.
See? So that's the guise it's gonna come under. It's all for public health. It's all for the safety of the people. So it's gonna continue to evolve, man, until it gets to that final form, man, which is that RFID chip. This shit is coming. You see, this is what they're doing, and now they're talking about taking this internationally. You already got the electronic bracelets being worn in New Zealand, and they over there wilding out in New Zealand with those damn crazy ass lockdown restrictions. You got Hong Kong doing the bracelet thing. You got Israel doing it. It's just gonna continue all over the earth, man. You see, this devil said the bracelet is not meant to track you. Then you go to another dude. He's like, yeah, I got GPS in it. Nigga, what you think? What is GPS? You see? Global positioning satellite. What does that do? It tracks your position, man. But hey, it's all coming down to what's written in Revelation 13, man. Revelation 13 and 16 say what? And he calls of all. You see, he calls of all. Who was the he? That's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. You see? Because they're doing away with that middle class, and it's only going to be what? Rich and poor left. No matter who you are in society, man, he's going to force this upon you. As you can already see it starting to happen. You see? It's just going to get more draconian. It's going to get, they're going to push forth more wicked legislation. Where it's going to be fucking law that you have to get this vaccine passport. It's going to be law that you're going to have to get a vaccination. It's going to be law that you're going to have to get an RFID chip, man. All this shit is already on the books, man. In fact, let's get that real quick. That's Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. It says what? Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Everything they're pushing forth is already written out. It's already on the books, man. You see? They're just pushing it upon the people gradually. And everything they're pushing forth is an unrighteous decree, man. You see? They're treating the people of the earth as if they're cattle. Because that fucking bracelet, that second bracelet he showed, the white one, that looked like some shit you put on cattle or something, man. On livestock. You see? This is what these people are pushing forth, man. So let's go back to Revelation 13. Revelation 13 and 16 say what? And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. You see that? That mark in your right hand or any hand, your toe, your kneecap, don't matter where you get it at. This is talking about the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. The one in your forehead is talking about the what? That damn Neuralink or any type of brain-computer interface. You see? These are the marks that he's going to try to push upon the whole world. Verse 17 says what? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to operate in society as you're doing now if you don't have these things, man. Just like if they push this shit forth, you won't be able to travel internationally unless you have that vaccination passport. That shit is going to evolve into what? If you don't have this chip, you can't travel, you can't shop, you can't drive. You see? You can't be out here amongst the public because we don't know if you're safe or not, because you're not locked into our system. So you can't be around us. You're going to be a complete outcast from society, man, if you don't have this RFID chip. If you don't have that Neuralink. Either or. You're going to be locked out of society, man. A complete outcast. You see? So Revelation, and the only way you're going to be able to move around is if you have this mark, man. That's the only way. And we're starting to see it come forth. You see? We're just waiting for it to take that final form, man. When it comes in the form of that RFID chip. See, that's the final form of it, man. Revelation 13 and 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man. You hear that? It's the number of a man, not the spiritual demon Satan. It's the number of a man. And who is that man? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And what's his number? And his number is 603 score and 6. 666, man. Now, when you go into the word 666 in the Greek, it goes into chi-side stigma. Let's get that word stigma real quick. go to the origin of the word, it's a Greek word. It goes into what? Origin, Greek, stigma, a mark made by a pointed instrument. You see that? What's that pointed instrument? The needle they're going to use to insert the RFID chip under your skin, and the needle they're going to use to insert the neural link into your brain, man. That's the sharp instrument. That's the stigma, man. That's what this man is trying to do. And everything you see coming forth right now, all this, like I said, the vaccination passports, all that shit is going to just evolve and be compressed into one device, man. Oh, matter of fact, let's get this real quick. So we got stigma. I should have just went to it. Let's get the word mark just to prove something real quick. So, like I said, that vaccine passport will be what? Like sensitive information. Because without it, you can't move around, right? So when you go into the word mark, in the Greek, right, it goes into charagma. It goes into a stamped imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah. And is more than one anti-Messiah. It goes right here. The mark branded upon horses. Why do you brand your horse, man? To show your ownership over that horse. That's the whole concept of this RFID chip, man. Is to show Esau's ownership over you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because that's who he wants to chip first and foremost, man. You see? Now, when you go into this word, the root word for charagma, which is karax, it goes into a pale stake of palisade. But I want to get this one real quick. The root word of karax is grapho. And it goes into what? To write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material, like a chip, a device that you can hold information on, you see? So it says what? To write with a reference to the content of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. So if they're talking about this vaccination passport, that can easily be turned into a digital copy to be stored on your RFID chip, man. Right along with your social security card, your driver's license number, your birth certificate, your date of birth, your height, your weight, your insurance card, your bank account information. You see? So forth and so on, man. That's what this chip is going to be used for, to take everything out of your wallet and to make it digital and put it in your chip, man. And you will not be able to move without it, man. When I say move, I mean move around in society. You'll still be able to move around in the background, on the outskirts of society, but being a part of this place, going to these damn stores, going into Walmart, going to Starbucks, all that shit gonna be cut out if you don't get this chip, man. You see? And this is what they're about to force upon the people. So that was it on that. So hey, so the warning is to who? Because we don't give a damn about the heathen nations, man. We're worrying about you. Matter of fact, we're worrying about the elect of the nation of Israel. We don't even give a damn about 2/3, but you have to hear the message as well. But the message is really going out to the elect of Israel. So if you're hearing this, man, do not take this fucking chip, because there's a great judgment that comes behind this, man. You see, because when you take that chip, you swear an alliance and allegiance unto Esau, Edom. Matter of fact, what does the Most High call the nation of Israel, man? He calls the nation of Israel his wife, because we're tied unto the Most High. You see? So if you go, so this chip is like you letting another man come in unto you, man. And what is that? Adultery. And what does adultery call for, man? It calls for the adulterer and the adulteress to be put to death. And that's what's about to happen to 2/3, because 2/3 are going to open their legs up and let Esau chip them, man. And they're going to be destroyed. And Esau is going to be destroyed, right? Esau is going to be destroyed for defiling the Most High's woman, man. So that's why we tell you, continue to tell you through the Spirit and power YAHAWASHI, not to get this damn chip, because it says in Revelation 14 and what? 14 and 9 says what? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. This is what 2/3 of our people are going to receive for their disobedience, man. For their unfaithfulness to their Heavenly Father, which is our husband, man. Because they open their legs up and let Esau chip them, they're going to be destroyed, man. Right along with their lover. That's what the law calls for. The Most High is about to punish 2/3 like an unfaithful wife, man. Putting her ass to death. This is what's about to happen to any one of you Israelites who takes that RFID chip, man. This is what comes with it. Fire and brimstone. It's not worth it, man. You see? It is not fucking worth it to feel that fire to continue on in Babylon the Great for a little while longer, man. It will be okay. The Most High promised that he was going to take care of us, man. If we stood boldly for him and stood up for righteousness, he going to take care of us, as it is written. So it goes on to say in verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. This lets you know that there is no repenting from it, man. You can't take the chip and like, oh, you see YAHAWASHI, you gonna pop it out at the last minute. Motherfucker, you already took the chip. You already bowed the knee, man. You already said who your God was. So ain't gonna be no repenting, ain't gonna be no popping it out at the last minute. I'm gonna chop my hand off, I'm gonna pull it out my brain. No, man. It's too late. You already bowed down to Esau, man. So you're gonna be destroyed when YAHAWASHI returns. You see? That's what it calls for. You know, and brothers are gonna have, myself included, we're gonna have to face that hour of temptation, man. We're gonna have to face that hour of temptation. What is that? Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 says what? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. And what's the word of YAHAWASHI's patience? Because this is the red letter, YAHAWASHI speaking. So we kept the word of his patience. Now the word patience goes into what? Suffering. So we suffered right along with YAHAWASHI, and we continued in it. He said he would keep us from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So everybody's going to be tried when this RFID chip is made mandatory, man. And we already know the heathen going to fucking take it. 2/3 of our people are going to take it, man. But we're going to be kept, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. We continue to endure in this truth. YAHAWASHI said he was going to keep us from this, man. You see? He was going to protect us from this. And what's one of the ways he can protect us from it, man? By putting the spirit upon us to tell Esau no, and we had to face the guillotine. That's the way YAHAWASHI is keeping us from it, man. Because, is that not what's written? Somebody has to fulfill prophecy, man. Somebody got to do it. I might even be one of them. And if that's the Most High's will, I just pray to the Lord that he give me the strength to endure, man. As well as any of you other brothers who have to go through this, man. Because we're going to need that strength, because we ain't going to be able to do this on our own, man. Because we're not built like that. The Most High has proved it all throughout our history, man. Without him, we are weak. We are nothing. We are worms, as he's told us in Isaiah 41. So we're going to need that spirit. We're going to need YAHAWASHI to pour that spirit upon us during these times for us to be kept from that hour of temptation, man. Because it tells you in Revelation 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. You see that? Beheaded. It wasn't a coincidence that during the Obama administration, these motherfuckers ordered 30,000 guillotines, man. You see? They ordered 30,000 guillotines. What do you think that is for? That's for anybody who refuses to take this RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. You see? And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, plural, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. Why and why were they able to refuse it, man? Because YAHAWASHI kept them from the hour of temptation. YAHAWASHI gave them the spirit to endure. You see? And this is what we believe, and this is what's written, man. YAHAWASHI promised to keep us from the hour of temptation if we continue on in suffering with him. You see, he's gonna keep us from it, and this could be a way of it. You know? To have to go up under that guillotine for YAHAWASHI's sake, man. But hey, if we endure it, what does it say? And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years, being a part of that first dominion, man. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no such thing as death for it. We can't lose, man. Either way, if we have to if we make it through, we win. If we have to be beheaded, guess what? We keep the faith. We win, man. So there is no losing. So yeah, this man is coming forth. He coming with it. You see him pushing forth more wicked devices, more legislation. They're about to have a talk at the damn this G Summit Council about a global standard for vaccine passports, and it's all going to evolve and turn into the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. You see? So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, and sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do. With that, I say shalom, wa, abba, babal.